Hello, Holy Ones. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this space. Welcome to this space. Oh, I love this space. This is our mindset check in space. And we're checking in. If you're here live or catching this video fairly quickly after it's released, we're checking in on a Monday. We're checking in on a Monday. And you could be finding this 10 months down the road or a year or more. It doesn't matter. You're checking in right when you need to. Does that make sense to you? You're checking in right when you need to. So, all right, this is our mindset check in. Now, we do this on Mondays and Fridays. We've invited guests to join us this last Friday and today. So, this was like a opportunity for some that might be curious what's going on here to get a peek. And it's usually always a little bit different. And then it also has that core aspect that's always available. Friday was a lot different. I will say that Friday was a lot different. That was a really big energetic connection space through allowing that connection of reset and shift that we were doing and are doing. So that was a really beautiful space. Lots of great feedback coming in from that. Thank you for that as well. I love all the feedback. I'm very grateful for it. Thank you so much. So we're going to take this space for Monday and we're going to kind of be a little bit more traditional in the sense of what mindset check-in is like most of the time, which is a class-based type of engagement with teachings and applicable tools, if you will, exercises that you can take forward into your day-to-day to really optimize the way in which you are checking your mindset. Using that glorious mechanism that we have the ability to use and we are using, whether we're aware of it or not, but using it in the most optimal manner possible to gain you, if you will, please, best life now. Best life now. And best life now is a beautiful way of being available to the flow of you. Because what we may consider best life now, we could create a visual or an intention or a goal or whatever. And we could say, now, when I get to that, it'd be the best life now. But what we're also talking about here in that phrase, when I say it, is being available to the joy and the peace and the beauty that are right inside the very moment as it is. To be available to your best life now, being now. And that aspiration space or goal space or whatever, that's just another best life now that's also available that you may be walking yourself towards. Does this make sense to you? Yeah. So there's such a beauty available and power available in the embracing of, the space we are right now, the breath we're taking right now. Yes. And there's a massive empowerment available for us all to be able to really anchor that, the best life now inside the now, not packaged the way we think it has to be in order for that to be an accurate read. But the best life now, even if the experience isn't what we thought it would be, or we didn't see it coming, or we thought it'd be gone by now, or shifted and changed by now. And we can still come in and say, this is my best life now moment. Yes. That's a powerful mindset. Yes. That's a powerful mindset to wield. I love that word, wield. You don't get to use it a lot, right? I mean, right? Who wields things, right? We wield a sword, right? Like I've heard that before, like wield your sword, right? But in a sense, like we wield, the power of our creative forces. We really do. So I like using it. So I'm going to pull it out of my pocket anytime I can for us to make note of the way we're wielding our power. Oh, it's so fun. Okay. Remember, we talked about it in the very beginning, that when we come from a space of joy, when we come from a space of having fun with learning about this and engaging these understandings of ourselves, implementing, when we can laugh, right? Yes. We're amplifying the movement of that energy into its optimal alignment at an even, yes, smoother rate. Does this make sense? Yes? Good, 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 good. So, all right. Now, this is also a joke. We love it in this space. That intro was just off the cuff, and now I'm going to look at my notes. That's a joke in this space because it always happens. I just show up and I speak from my heart, and then we go look at what I already, wrote down. But that's another way in which we're having fun. Yes, Wonder Woman wielded her golden lasso. We love Wonder Woman in this place as well. So I love the connection. Thank you, Jamelyn, for that as well. We will be wielding our golden lasso of truth. We've talked about that before, even because we're kind of like always wielding a lasso, right? Yes. And we're connecting in with and holding on to circumstances, situations, relationship spaces we navigate. And sometimes we're pulling them along, into the next part of our life. And we don't even realize we've dragged this old way of communicating or this old way of feeling about ourselves in connection to whatever it is. We've dragged that old process, that old connection into what we think of as a new space, and then we wonder why it doesn't look new. We wonder why it feels and sounds just like it always has. When is it going to change? Well, when am I going to stop carrying the old process, the old thought patterns into the new space? Okay, so now 7 minutes in, everybody's in the door. It looks good. Okay, we're recording. Everything's great. Let's go ahead and look at some notes. We're going to do a recap briefly. So we've talked about some of this before. Again, it's very important to return to these spaces because they are a program. The teachings, the understandings, the concepts are programming that we're installing, yes, into our central processing units, our brains, our minds, to then run that new program. And so we have a lot of programming that we've been running for a very long time, most of us all our lives. And so as we are bringing in these understandings and these teachings, these programs, and we're installing them in our mindset and we're revisiting them to strengthen that connection, we're revisiting them to allow that alignment to anchor deeper, to be more available at a stronger, connection. Yes. We're also at the same time assisting the uninstalling of the old thought processes. So when we're putting the new in at the same exact time, the resonance of the old thought that maybe was the opposite of some of the new thoughts, right? The flip, I'm not enough, I am enough. Simplistic, but deep, right? So as we put the new one in, the old one has the opportunity then to begin to alchemize and kind of dematerialize in a sense, because the focus is no longer being given to that program. The focus, our thoughts, our connections are being given to that new space, that new program, that new belief, and it can then expand further. So we talked about how we broadcast. We actually are an antenna. You ever drive down the road and see the big cell tower antennas? You know what I'm talking about? They're really big, right? Yes. And or maybe I grew up in a time where everybody had a TV antenna on their home. You don't really see that anymore. But when I was a kid, they were right outside the house, and now they have those dishes, I guess, right? Those like satellite dish things or whatever. But I grew up, there was a big antenna hooked to your house, and then wires that went to your TV with another antenna in there. Antennas are a really cool concept to allow ourselves to play with because the body is an antenna. Yes, your body is an antenna, and your belief structures and your thought processes and your feelings are all the ways in which your, energy Your signature is flowing and beaming and broadcasting outward out of your beautiful divine vessel. And you're broadcasting 24/7. And the broadcast, it flows within your energy. And this is in your thoughts. And this is a cool one. They actually do hold an energetic signature. So if you've ever seen the way in which a thought is birthed in a brain, like who does this, right? Like how do we even get in there to see this? But they create these videos to teach us. Let's just play with it, okay? So it's like an energetic alignment coming across the one side and another energetic alignment coming across this side. Maybe you could imagine like two little pieces of lightning. That's how it looks to me, like little pieces of lightning. And then they connect when the thought is had, right? And created. Boom. And then they build a strong connection point the more that thought is thought. Yes. And the more that is allowed, given focus. Yes. Attention. Yes. And then before you know it, it forms its really strong connection and it's flowing quite vibrantly inside that beautiful brain. That actually is an energetic flow, right? And so everything I'm talking about, it's actually being verified more and more by science that it's real. Like you and I are energetic beings inside these biological human structured vessels, and our thoughts have an energetic flow to them. Yes. And our feelings. Our feelings have an energetic flow to them, and our posture, I believe our posture has an energetic flow to it. Just in changing your posture, just for like an exercise of kind of registering your own energy, you can actually feel your energy change. Like if you, and there's nothing wrong with these postures, I'm just saying they actually carry different kind of signatures of flow, okay? So if you want to try it, just like drop your shoulders down, like I know, right away you kind of feel like you're going to do the Eeyore voice from like Winnie the Pooh or something. Hello. You know what I mean? Okay. So like you drop your shoulders forward, you just kind of drop your head down a little bit like, like it's been a long day, you know? Yeah. And you can kind of feel that, right? And then if you kind of do the opposite and you kind of straighten that spine and you kind of pull the shoulders back a bit and you hold that chin up a little bit more and you take a breath, you can kind of feel the energy rise a little bit with you. Does this make sense to you? So like even the body, the antenna itself, if you will, is when we change its position, we're actually working with it in a sense on how the energy is broadcasting, right? Our actions, another flow of our broadcast, our energetic signature. My energetic signature is not the same as Trudy's. Trudy's is not the same as Anne Marie's. Anne Marie's is not the same as Bonnie's. Everybody's got a different signature. Yes. And your signature, my signature, our individual signatures change as we change our thoughts, our words, our actions. We're changing our signature. Yes. Does this make sense to you? Yes. All right. Now, it's even in your breath. That's one I love to bring in here. We don't give enough focus to that usually in positive mindset spaces, but it's on your breath. It's in my breath. So even when you breathe, you can start playing with this exercise when you move through the week ahead, to where you just take a moment to acknowledge your breath and know that as it flows out of your mouth, back into your body, your lungs, and then back out of your mouth again, as it's doing that, your energetic signature is flowing on your breath. As easy as breathing, as easy as breathing. But awareness that you're the designator of whatever that frequency is. What frequency is on your breath? What frequency is in your breath? You design, you designate. All the ways in which you are being you are the broadcasting of your energetic signature. Now, I love this part, okay? Okay, this is going to be fun, guys. You're going to love. Everybody loves my illustrations. You never know where they're going, but then they are like, okay, yeah, I can see that. Okay. So here, do this with me real quick. You ever order of something and you have a package coming to deliver the, what you ordered, or you may know somebody that this happened to them, and you have to sign for it. Because not all the time, right? But there are occasions where the company or whatever you've ordered is just something where they want you to sign. They want to know you got it, right? So you have to sign, and then you receive what you ordered. Okay. Yes. So that signature is needed. Yes. So your energetic signature, your specific, divine, sacred, unique, energetic signature is flowing out of you as you're being you, no matter what. It doesn't start doing it because you came to a mindset check-in class. It's been doing it since the first light of, yes, you within form. Yes, when your soul inhabited the lifetime you have now. So your energetic signature flows out, your broadcast flows out, yes, and the system, universe, God, registers your broadcast and then responds to you to deliver that which you have ordered, in a sense, with your broadcast. And the answer universe, God, source gives, the system gives to you is as you wish. As you wish. And that signature of yours receives the delivery. Our lives are energetic connections and alignments of resonant frequencies. Yes. Yes. Our lives, yes, are energetic connections and alignments of resonant frequencies. Yes. It's all available. It's like if you think about placing an order with a company, that every single possible thing of availability is there. That's what the field is, right? And the orders are actually placed by the flow state of the being. We talked about this before as well. We talked about how when you go to eat at a restaurant, you order your food and then you just, you give the order and then you continue on with whatever's going on, conversation, whatever you're doing. And then the food just comes. Very seldom do you ever find yourself ordering the food and then immediately going, do you think it's going to come? I don't know. But you just place the order and you just know it's going to come. And I know this can seem like I'm kind of making light of it, but it's really that way. It's really that way. We get in our heads so much that we kind of, we make the process heavier, therefore it moves slower. But the way in which we are thinking and believing about ourselves and the world around us is placing the orders of the life that we're designing. Does this make sense to you? Yes. So you change your frequency and you change your connection. If you change your frequency, you change your reflection. Now, there is a collective reflection, absolutely 100%. Yes, because we're in a human collective. We're a part of humanity. We have human formats, right? We're on Earth. We're having human soul experiences. So we have a collective of consciousness that we're a part of, as well as we are an individual space of consciousness for our own experience of the collective space. So that's when you get into the concept of understanding that you are going to see spaces other people see that are from the collective creation of the collective signature, but it is still then in your hands to broadcast the way in which you process what you see and you experience what is around you. Does that make sense to you? So one more space of this, and then I'll be done with the notes. They went a little longer today. Okay. I know. I'm going to include them on Patreon where you can read them. I think that's helpful. My notes. I'll just copy paste them in and you can read my notes. Okay. So Jamelin's very good at that. She shows up at an event in camp. She's so good. She's been taking our summer camp classes and then bullet pointing them in a sense or writing what she got out of it. And then that's so helpful, whether you were there and it takes you deeper or whether you weren't there and you read the note and you go, oh, maybe I want to go watch that video. So Jamelin, thank you. I saw you did that and I'm grateful. Yes. So let's look at this for a minute. I love the play with words. I love to play with words. So we talked about how sometimes we can have a mindset playing out, or maybe something that we navigated that was uncomfortable or difficult or, whatever. And we seem to continually find ourselves thinking about it. Have you ever been there? Oh, goodness me. I don't like those spaces. But you just go, oh, come on, Andrea. Redirect already, for goodness sakes, think of something else, And so we've talked about this before, but I think the bigger spaces or the spaces we deem as bigger, maybe they feel bigger to us, they seem bigger to us. Yes. They can be a little harder to reset, right? But again, they're an energy flowing, they're an energetic wave of energy moving in that experience we had that we then have a thought about it, a feeling about. And we can't seem to interrupt it as easily as we'd like. It keeps interrupting us. But we talked about interrupting, right? Because it's flowing. It's an energy flowing through our broadcast as we're continually returning to it. Here's a great example. Let you into my world. Yes. So just last week, I had a moment where I got really angry. And I haven't gotten really angry in a very long time. I was like, kind of, wow, where'd that come from for a minute? But it moved very, very fast, which I think is part of the message. That it doesn't mean you never get angry again, but it means you handle anger very differently when it shows up. Does this make sense to you? So I got very angry very quickly. And everything in me, all the teachings, all the understandings that we talk about here and in many other places on the courses and classes we do together, but everything was available because I had given it so much space to land and to be available. So I had options. I could stay in the anger, I could feed the anger, I could expand the anger and create more anger, maybe pull some other people in with me. You're the first people to hear this story. I haven't told anybody. And that's big in itself. Have you ever been in situations where you say to yourself after they happen, it's probably better if I just keep this to myself and work on healing it? Because if I start talking about it to a bunch of other people, I'm kind of giving it focus. Does this make sense to you? And then also, it can turn into, everybody else is start talking about it. Oh, did you hear? Did you hear about blah, 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 and what happened with blah, blah, blah? Okay. So I'm sharing it here because I think it's a great teaching tool. Yes. But when it happened to me, I processed very quickly with the tools we've used and use here. And I immediately interrupted that space at that moment. I interrupted it, I cut it off, and I redirected my thought process to a space of alignment that I was comfortable with, that I knew was a good alternative. We've talked about this before. Go to thoughts. Yes, thank you. Go to redirects. Have them in your back pocket. Have them under your belt. And I immediately went to them. For me, in this particular situation, my go-to redirect thought was an upcoming event that I have in a month or so that I'm looking forward to and that my family's looking forward to. So the minute I was in this space that was making me angry and I was, and be mindful. I am as well. I learned a lot from it, okay? Yes. the space really wasn't the PowerPoint. It was my interpretation of the space that was the PowerPoint. Yes. And I had to allow myself to kind of own that as well. Because it's very easy sometimes to blame the other person or to blame the space itself. But there's a lot of power and wisdom available in really getting, yes, authentically available with yourself as to why did you get angry? Why did I get angry? Why did I get so angry so fast? Right. And then I was able to kind of understand myself at a new level, shift those mindsets so that if I'm ever there again, I don't have to go to that space. I understand why I did. I learned from that and I gleaned that wisdom. Yes. And now I can, let's do it together. Ready? Wield that wisdom in a new way. So when I was in it, I had to interrupt it. Now I'm going to add on a little space of this that I did experience. And that was that even after I processed everything, which would have been in the same amount, like that same day, within hours, I processed. Within less than 1 hour, the individual that I was with, we were hugging each other and crying in each other's arms. We reset ourselves and we were completely available to one another for both sides of forgiveness and understanding and compassion. And so this was really, really fast. Now, not everybody can do that with us. I get that. There's people in our lives that we'll have spaces with that they won't reset with us. They can't meet us right there, right away, and maybe never, ever meet us in that new alignment. But we just gotta, I think the most beneficial thing to do is be present with each space and allow it to be whatever it is and navigate accordingly. They're not going to be cookie cutter and be okay with that, right? But even in that reset happening so fast, I mean, it was like it happened and before the hour was up, the clarity had come, the forgiveness, the compassion, the kindness, both sides equally reset like beautifully. Yes. And this is someone who's really close to me. So I'll tell you because everybody's going to be dying to figure it out. It's one of my daughters. But I'm so grateful that they were available for that compassion and forgiveness and reset. They had their anger, I had my anger, but it was like, let's just reset ourselves. And it was really beautiful. But here's the thing, the mindset I had when the anger was flaring was still an energetic wave somewhere in there because it had been experienced, it had been given some focus, it had occurred. So it's still there, it's real, it's created, it's already been, you know what I mean? It's there. So then we have this experience of release and clearing, but my mind wants to go back. My lasso was taut, tight and wrapped around that space. And I'm replaying, well, why did I say that? And why did I do that? And why didn't I blah, blah, blah? Why? You know what I mean? Have you been there? Okay. So in that space, day after, 2 days after, I was doing this that I talked to you about. I was continually interrupting. I was continually redirecting that thought. When my mind said, let's replay it, I would say, no, 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 no. We're not going there. I'm not carrying this big crap thing forward into another new moment. This is not happening. And learning the depth of mastery, not that I claim to have mastered it, but it is a process. Does this make sense to you? Okay, so here's the really cool part that came as I was making notes for this class, okay? So I heard in my being, interrupt the current thought. Interrupt the current thought, the thought that at that exact moment, right? Interrupt the current thought and the current of that vibration that you're sending out. So the play on the words, current meaning the now, and current as in the energy flow. Do you know what I mean? It's a current of flow of energy. Yes. And then activate the new vibrational wave by thinking the new thought. So you have the space, you experience the space, you deal with the space. I'm not saying be oblivious, put your head in the sand and pretend like you never got angry. I figured it out. I dealt with it. I moved through the emotions, but I did it in a very smooth and efficient manner because of the tools at hand that we work with. And the individual I was with, she hears all of this all the time. And so she was able to do the same thing. And we reset ourselves. We redirected our flow. We canceled the order immediately before it even got to the kitchen. And we were implementing the current of love and the current of compassion and the current of peace within minutes of the current of anger. Yes. And even so, 2-3 days after, I had to continually redirect my focus and I had to reset my flow to amplify my choice of connection. Use that phrase, it'll help you. Choice of connection. There's a lot of connections available. What's your choice? It's like an ice cream truck. You remember those? I don't know that they do those very much anymore, but boy, when I was a kid, they were the be all end all. You heard that jingle in the background, you ran and grabbed your bike and you started pedaling. You weren't really sure where you were going, but you were listening for the sound. And as it got louder, you pedaled faster because you knew you were honing in on it. Oh, to chase an ice cream man truck. Those are some good moments. But then you get to the truck, it's got a zillion things on the side. And they were smart. They put pictures. So if you were a kid, it wasn't just a bunch of names. It was a bunch of really colorful photos of the actual ice cream offerings you could seek to obtain. So there's a lot of choices available. There's a lot of choices available. There's a lot of connections. Yes. They're limitless. It's like the best ice cream truck ever, the field of consciousness. Yes. You want a strawberry shortcake? You want an orange dreamsicle? You want a red, white, and blue pop? I remember those. Those were pretty popular, the red, white, and blue ones. I always liked the white the best. When it's the red, white, and blue flavored, I like the white. Yeah. It tastes like lemonade or something to me. Yeah. They had those little cups. They were like a cone, but they were plastic, and in the bottom was a gumball. Yeah. And then it had like some type of like, I don't even know, maybe sherbetish kind of thing. And then it came with a little stick spoon. It was a stick spoon. Like, how cool is that? But the choices are limitless in the field. And as I had my personal space unfold, and my daughter with me, we knew we wanted to make another choice. We knew we wanted to process that energy in the most optimal manner and shift and redirect accordingly. And even after the fact, I had to continually lean in and continually, because my head would even say, what if she's hurt by what you said? What if she's mad about what what if she hasn't really let it go? And I just told myself the opposite. Like, remember when we had that one class and we said, talk to yourself? We said, be your best friend, be your best confidant. Yes. And so I would talk myself through it and I would say, no, she's great. She's calm. She's level headed. She is on the same page as me. Because if she's not, she can tell me, and I know she can, and I know she would. But for me to play in that side of the playground would just be feeding that energy to start to be given the opportunity to show up. So I'm not going to play there. What? Like, that's that whole assume. You know what it spells? Or whatever that saying is. Assume to make a of you and me. Okay. That was a little humor as well. Some people are like, what is this lady talking about? All right, let me just check my notes really quickly. I think I'm almost to the end of them. There was a lot of notes today. Usually they're over faster, but this was like the whole class, right? Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is a good ending. This is a good ending. And, we've got the summer camp going right now. So we've got the 80s theme. And sometimes we're using these 80s terms like gnarly and gag me with a spoon and different things, right? So I didn't realize it, but I threw in an 80s term to the closing of the notes. And I even put it in all caps. So that's kind of fun. It says, it's totally, that would be the term, it's totally okay to mess it up. It's totally okay to get angry, to be sad, to talk in a negative manner. You are, I am, we are learning to own our power. And this is how we do it. This is how we learn. Yes. We implement, we change, we edit, we reset, we learn, and we grow wiser and stronger as we choose to continually improve. This is mastery. Continually growing, continually learning, and continually being available to allow the spaces that are helping us to do so. See them as valuable, see them as friends, see them as blessings. Yes, not spaces you judge and hate, or I judge and hate and wish I never saw. That just means I didn't get it, and now it's got to come in some other fat way. It's got to come in some other manner. Yeah. But for me to be able to embrace it and say, it wasn't easy, but boy, was it a big, beautiful space of expansion I brought myself. But not judging, not fighting with the spaces, but allowing, observing, and navigating with that observation and awareness that are our best friends. Yes. So I hope that these words, these concepts, these understandings bless your mindset. Yes. Bless your mindset as you continue to check in with yourself, as you continue to honor yourself, be aware of yourself, observe yourself and the world around you. Yes. And allow your mastery to expand and flow as you learn and grow. I lay it at your feet, holy ones. I lay it at your feet. Yes. Would you like to do a blessing together here at the end? All right, let's do a blessing together. If you're able to connect in now, we're going to close our eyes for a moment. If you can't do that right now, you can come back to the video when you have time and you can go deeper, okay? But if you're able to do it right now, just allow the space, just close the eyes. Intend to open the inner sight. I open my eye, that I may see the truth. And right now, immediately I'm seeing like the mind. Yes, yes, yes. And all of those neuro pathways, those thought processes, those belief structures, those personality traits. Yes. And they're buzzing and connecting and flowing. There's a lot of energy in the head. We're going to allow the crown to open. I open my crown, yes, that I may know the truth. Opening your crown, allowing your flow. Beautiful, beautiful. So the mindset, yes, the mind itself, the neural pathways inside your brain right now, yes, you're blessing your mind. you're placing, in this visual I have, you're placing, yes, purple discs, circles of light on your brain, on your thought processes. You're placing these, they're like higher dimensional, energetic connections that are assisting you, you're assisting you in resetting your mind.
Yes.
And at the same time that this is happening in the mind, the solar plexus, the stomach area, is clearing and shifting and expanding. Just allow your breath.
Yes.
Just allow the space. Root lines from your feet activating. These are new. Everyone across the board. These are new. Because you are new. I am new. We are new. Run the new lines. Run the new flow. Allow.
Yes.
Breathing, please. Anchoring. There's a clearing in the center of the back between the shoulder blades, the wings of light. There's a clearing and expansion going on. Just allow, please.
Yes.
Beautiful energy just opened up on the spine from the mid-back all the way up to the top of the crown. Just breathing and allowing, please. For some of you, this feels like a massive release inside the neck.
Yes.
Both sides evenly, left and right, up the back to the base of the skull. For some of you, this has some type of connection to your nasal cavities and the opening of the nasal cavities on the face. Yes, spaces of your energy are flowing.
Yes.
In ways in which, in some cases, they were not able to flow before. But you just opened up. You just opened up.
Yes.
Just allow your breath, please. Just allow the space.
Yes.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Yes. Third eye, energy moving, opening, expanding. For some, there's a big clearing even in that area. There's a clearing of a belief of that area being dormant or off or...
Yes. Yes.
There's a clearing of that belief and a reset of that alignment of energy flowing in the mind that is sending out the order.
Yes.
That was then providing the reflection of that third eye being, quote, off. Yes, you just reset it, Holy One.
Yes.
You are no longer off.
Yes. Yes.
You're on. You're on.
Yes.
Allow your breath. Allow the space. Beautifully done. Beautifully done.
Yes.
Just slowly bringing the focus back to the physical sight. Allowing the notation of you to be that you are adjusting the way in which you view your life, per se, while you are opening your physical eyes, but you're not turning any part of you off.
Yes.
You're not boxing any part of you up.
Yes.
Your quantum, divine, multidimensional self is still flowing away within and always. It is your focus point of your eye and your eyes that are giving the opportunity to see yourself in various ways. As you open the physical eyes, you're bringing in the physical reflection, but you are not closing the inner eye when you open the physical. You're giving yourself, I'm giving myself, we're giving ourselves the opportunity to begin living more and more in the understanding that all eyes are open. All eyes are open all the time.
Yes.
Play with that mindset this week. Look around with all your eyes. Take in the world, the reflection, the order you've placed in a sense.
Yes.
With all your eyes. And acknowledge your vibration is new.
Yes.
Your acknowledgement of anything amplifies and creates the alignment. So acknowledge your vibration is new as well. Did you have fun today? Thank you. I did as well. Thank you for being this space, Holy Ones. Thank you for being this space. Let me check this chat real quick in case there's anything in here I need to see.
Yes.
Yes, they were called bomb pops, I think. Yes, that's funny. Oh my goodness, how funny, Yvonne. Yesterday her sister texted it, said it's 8:30 at night. Why is there a creepy ice cream truck cruising around? Well, most likely because you needed to hear this reference here. So that poor ice cream man was probably running late so he could be a confirmation and a sign of awe and wonder. I'm going to go with that. Rocket Pops. I love it. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, three eyes be one. Yes, Gregory, thank you. Yes, yes. Thank you all. Thank you all for the love, for your presence. Thank you for all of this here in the chat. Thank you for this. All right, Holy Ones. And yes, Trudy even snorted. She snorts when she laughs. We love her so. And she always tells us, which is lovely because we wouldn't know unless she told us. So there's that. We're having a lot of fun. That's how we like it. So I love it. Thank you for sharing, Trudy. Love, love, love. Double riding with my sister to chase down the truck. I love it. Yes, Bonnie. So fun, these memories. And then I would always be like, I hope I'm turning on the right street. And I'm so grateful, though, to have those memories. You made it in, Anna. I saw that. You didn't give up. You made it in. Good for you. I saw that. You had to keep dialing in. I kept seeing, here comes Anna again. Here comes Anna again. And she's like, I'm not giving up. So good for you. You made it in. I love it. All right. And we love you. We love you, Holy One. All right. So take this, go forth and shine like the incredible lights that you are. And remember, if you have a moment where the shine feels a little dimmer because life got a little bit, quote, bigger or whatever, welcome it as a moment that you designed specifically to bring yourself something new to understand.
Yes.
To allow you to continue to grow. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Blessings on your nows, Holy Ones. Blessings on your nows.